Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Jerome, and I wanted to say a few things before this video starts. First off, I'm sorry for this video being 7 months late and not uploading any more than 2 episodes to the channel. I also want to explain why this episode wasn't uploaded. So, okay, I edit all the videos for the Real Talk channel, and I edited this and was supposed to send it to Wilson for uploading, but I didn't. And it kept dragging on, and I take full responsibility for not uploading it. But anyways, I was gonna send him the video again, but I lost the file and I re-edited it, and that's what you're about to see now. So again, I wanted to say I'm sorry for not getting this video out, but anyways, enjoy.
Before the video starts, I want you guys to realize that I'm 16 years old, he's 15 years old, we're just sophomores at high school. We do not mean to ruin anyone's reputation. We do not mean to just hurt people. This is just for entertainment, it's just for comedy, and just for a good laugh between him. So if you do get offended by the topic that we're talking about, please click off the video. Thank you very much. Let's get right into the video.
What's going on, guys? My name's Jerome, and I'm here with Wilson. Say what's up.
What's going on, guys?
And today we're gonna be talking about depression. This is Real Talk episode 3. Let's get right into this.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. So as you guys know, today's topic is about depression. So we're gonna be basing everything off on mild depression or even depression that even can lead up to suicide. This topic can be quite controversial. For some things might be considered depression, some things might not. Everyone in their life, mostly teenagers, deal with depression. Mostly teenagers and grown men mostly deal with depression, not just because of gender. Is because as a kid, men are told to be men, like suck it up, you're a dude, boys don't cry, which that can definitely lead up to a lot of emotion being built up inside of it, and that's why the highest suicide rate is in grown men around the ages of 40 to I believe 70. That's what happens. So we're going to be talking about stories of how we've seen depression, how sometimes we have faced depression, and how we can probably do things to stop and make this world a better place. So, Jerome, if you'd like to talk about stories about any depression that you had or you've seen other people have, go right ahead.
Yeah, personally, I've never had to deal with depression. It's never been something I've had to deal with in my life, personally, but I have had friends that have had to deal with depression and stuff, and I was really happy because I actually got two of them to not commit suicide, which was great.
That's
And
good. Good.
yeah,
Good.
I just like to share their stories because it was a good moment, definitely for both of them.
Hmm. Of
I
course.
I tried to help them as much as possible, and everything turned out good in the end. And if anybody else is dealing with depression, I hope that's how it goes for you. I hope you guys can, if you need it, get help if it's severe enough, and you
Please
guys
do.
can,
And if you
get
guys
through it.
are actually going to a certain point where you actually are committing suicide, the number is going to be up on the screen. Please call 1-800-273-8255. Please call that number if you are actually thinking of committing suicide, because
Definitely.
it's not worth it. Suicide doesn't end your pain. Suicide brings pain upon others. So if you actually are to a certain point where you have that much depression that you want to, just please call that number. Please do. And tell your
Definitely.
friends and family, don't keep it in. Do not keep it in. Don't keep it in. Tell somebody. Please do. It's better to let your emotions. So, Jerome, on the stories.
All right. Well, the first one is online, and the second one is actually in real life. And one of them was I was playing Xbox with this kid, and he seemed really chill at first, and everything was all good. And then, we became like really good friends. Like I was playing with this guy for like at least 3 to 4 years. Like we would just be playing every day, and we'd have such a good time. And I'm not sure exactly what happened to him, but something happened in his life, and he stopped getting on Xbox. He stopped getting on Skype and stuff like that. And I was like concerned. I was like, "Yo, like, are you good?" And he had my number at this point, and
Hmm.
so like we would text over that instead of like social media or something like that. And so he was telling me like, yo, like I don't know what to do anymore. Like my life, this isn't like, it's not very good anymore, and things are never going my way. I can't seem to get things done. I'm not productive, and if I try to do something, I would normally fail at it. So I was like, well, that's not true because I've talked to him, and like everything seemed to be going fine, and he seemed to be able to do stuff and not have any problems, but I guess that was only because he didn't want to talk about it, and he didn't want to express his feelings to anybody, especially me or his family, the people that he actually knows and is, I guess, close to. And so, but anyways, he was texting me one day, and then he lost his phone, and his mom found it, and so his mom actually found out that he was depressed, but she didn't really say anything, which I thought was kind of messed up. And she decided to text me through his number on his phone, and she was asking me a whole bunch of questions through text message, like, does he ever like talk about suicide? Like, has he ever done anything? Has he ever shared anything with you? Because he definitely doesn't talk to us. And so I was like, I mean, not really. Like, I've seen a few things, but like it wasn't anything like significant. So then eventually I was talking to him afterwards, and he was like, yo, what did my mom say to you? Because he actually like caught his mom texting, and he was like, yo, what did my mom say to you and all that? And his mom told me not to tell him anything, and so I was like kind of, I guess, honoring that, and I didn't tell him like really what she said, because she really wanted to know, and she was just concerned for her kid.
Yeah, of course, like every parent would do. If you see your kid's depressed, like, you're gonna do something about it.
And I got on FaceTime with him, and I was like, yo, what's up? And he's like, can you just tell me what my mom said? I was like, nah, she didn't really say a whole lot of anything, you know, she was just kind of concerned for you and all that. And he was like, oh, okay. He said, watch this. He walked out of the room, like, he still had his phone in his hand. He walked out of the room and like went up to his dad and asked, would you care if I drink bleach? And his dad literally said, nah, it's fine. Straight up.
Wow.
His mom cared, but his dad didn't. He literally went in the kitchen and got a cup and got some bleach. Like, I guess you could say he pretended to get bleach, because it was like, he did like 1 cup of bleach but 1 cup of water, and then he took the water cup and was drinking it, and because it was clear, and obviously bleach is clear, his dad thought it was bleach. And then he literally just didn't do anything. He just sat there on the couch and did nothing. And so he was like, wow, my parents really don't care about me. And I was trying to explain to him, like, yo, like, chill out. Like, people actually care about you. And I know your parents probably care about you. And he just like kept talking to me and telling me, like, oh, you know, like, nobody cares about me. Nobody, like, no, like, people think pretty much nothing of me. And I was trying to, like, tell him, like, you know, like, chill out. Like, don't do anything you're going to regret. And luckily enough, he actually wasn't cutting himself, which was like something that was really good. He wasn't cutting himself, which is amazing. He thought about it. He definitely thought about it. He was telling me he was thinking about doing it. And he said, okay. And he was like about to kill himself. Like, I swear, he was like about to kill himself. I'm just like, don't do it, man. It's not worth it. Like, you have friends and family that I know care about you, especially me, because I'm talking to you like man to man, like straight up. I'm your friend. I really don't want to see you gone. Like, I've had a lot of great times with you in my life and stuff, and I don't want that to go away because of something stupid that you and your family and friends would regret doing, either to you or you doing to yourself. And eventually, it took probably around 2 to 3 hours, but I did talk him out of it, which was really cool. And he's still alive today, and like, I could text him and he would be fine. And yeah, I was just trying to be as encouraging as I could and try to stay 100% real with him, because like, people, they can be like fake to you and all that, and if you find out that that was happening and it was like behind your back or something, and all the stuff that they were saying about you, or, you know, like, if they were being like really nice to you or something, then it could be fake. You never know. But
exactly. Yeah.
Luckily, everything was fine in the end, and yeah, everything was cool.
Yeah. So right now, I'm gonna look up how many people are diagnosed with depression each year in the United States, and I want to look up how many people commit suicide from that severe depression in the United States. So I looked it up, guys, and it says right here, over 25 million Americans suffer from depression each year, and over 50% of those Americans commit suicide each year.
Yeah, That's
And
terrible.
if you think about that, the United States, I believe it has over 300 million people. Now, 26 million, that's a good chunk out of the population. Cut that in half, 13, that means 13 people die each year from suicide caused of major depression. Like, do you see how much this is like an issue?
Yeah,
It's
it's
a,
really
I
impacting
understand,
people.
like, I hate to say I joke about this stuff. I hate to say it, like, but it is a serious topic. It should not be like played around. It's like, you can call me a hypocrite if you want, but again, like, if if you want to commit suicide, just stop, think, tell someone. It's like, do you really think, like, it's like, I even asked Jerome, I was being man to man, like, what would you do if I committed suicide? And what was your answer?
Well, one thing, I would try to talk you out of it before you did it, and
Yeah.
two, I would be like devastated. One, because you're my best friend and I actually care about you, and because I know it could have been prevented. And
Mhm.
if something were to happen where like it was caused by someone or something, it definitely could have been prevented if either that didn't happen or if you could have possibly done something to prevent it yourself.
Yeah.
And I would just, it would probably destroy me only because I would hate to see not just my friends, but really anyone in particular that either I know or possibly just don't know to
It
commit
could be
suicide.
someone like I don't even know, but like we
Yeah,
talked one day and we had a really good conversation, and then out of the blue I hear like they killed themselves. Like when I had a conversation with them, they're the happiest person they could be.
yeah,
It's like if my best friends die, if they commit suicide, like I would be like heartbroken. Like I'm probably the one guy that you'll see like it's really emotional over stuff. Like I cry multiple times. Now I'm gonna own up to that. I do.
yeah.
I cry multiple times. I cry if I hear a really sad song. I'm a freaking girl, dude. It's I can't do it. But I actually have a story
All right.
about suicide, and so one of my good homies, he's a really good homie. We met in seventh grade. I'm not gonna say his name. We met in seventh. Or no, we actually met halfway through sixth grade. He moved to North Carolina. He ended up living in my neighborhood. Him ac- actually was dealing with bullying. Was dealing with major bullies, cyber and in school. Uh, Just he was a little overweight. He was a little overweight. He wasn't by society accepted. He wasn't meeting the requirements by society. Like you have to be pretty, you have to be skinny, you have to be in sports, you have to be like number one in your class. It's like he wasn't fitting any of the standards. But he had a good heart and he was a nice guy. Now, with the bullying happened, he's actually thought multiple times about committing suicide, and he spoke to me on occasions like what that happened. Now, thank gosh there was not an instant where he actually was about to do it, and I had to talk him out of it. But no, but he had the thoughts. He had the thoughts. Now, everything could have been prevented if those bullies like screwed off. Those bullies led him into depression. Now, I myself have dealt with depression. Why? I don't know. It just something happened. I got into a depression. Now, have I ever been suicidal? No, I'm not. Will I ever will be? I don't know. No, anybody can do it. On average, every single person deals with depression, majorly, minorly, moderate, severe. That's what it is. But the fact that like those bullies had to keep on coming at him just because of his appearance is not cool whatsoever. That led him to depression. That led him to suicidal thoughts, and that could have led to something way worse. And that could have led to one of my best friends being gone. Now I don't know if he was cutting himself. I hope, gosh, he didn't. But I have seen people cut themselves, it's not fun. It really isn't. It's not funny either. So you see someone cutting themselves, so you report it. Be like, hey, that person, look at their wrists. Like, you need to
Yeah.
check them out. You need to check them out. Now, I'm sorry that this video is like sad, guys, but it's something that needs to be spoken about. It
Yeah.
really is.
If you're done, I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
All right. Here's where the controversial part of me really comes out, only because of this topic in general. For what you were saying earlier on, I guess, like, I don't know how to put this, but like my view on like people that are suffering from depression and all that is, okay, yeah, you're depressed and yeah, you're sad, and normally it's from a reason of something happening to you or happening to possibly somebody else. And I was talking about this earlier, not in this video, but in real life. You can't change what already happened.
Yeah.
And say like your best friend or somebody in your family dies and you get depressed from that. You're
It's
sitting there.
like,
You're sitting there being sad, but you can't change the past. You can't change what's already happened.
yeah, if
And
you sit there and like more, we're probably going to sound like jerks for this,
yeah,
but
like
if you have a family passed away, like my grandmother, she passed away. Yes, I still get sad on occasions, but I have to go on my normal life. Like those people
you
who
do.
like who go through depression and then get like drunk every night and become an alcoholic and stuff, that's doing way more harm to you than it is to anybody else and to the person who's already passed away.
Like I
It, it,
can't do
it,
that. Like the only reason is because like I was talking to my parents about this earlier, and they were explaining. I already knew this, but they explained it again. People aren't gonna have the same mindset as somebody else. So for
no.
me personally, I take things with a silver lining. Like say like your grandma was like really old, and like say she had like a disease or something and then she died. Okay, well, yes, that's sad, and yes, you didn't want your grandma to die, but at the same time, it also stopped her from suffering from a disease that's hurting her from the inside. I take things,
Exactly.
I take
It's like
things
when you have
like,
to put a dog down. Like say like the dog has a really bad disease and you know the doctor said your dog has such and such time to live. Your dog's in pain. Yeah, you don't want to put your dog down. You really don't.
yeah,
But do you really want to spend more time with him while he's suffering, while he's crying, while he's not happy? Or would you rather just put him down so he can just be relieved of all the pain and he can go to a better place and where
yeah,
you'll be able to see him another day?
yeah. I try my best to always stay positive. If something sad happens, I never try to linger on the topic for a long time to where
Hmm.
it would get me like extremely sad or something like that. Obviously, yeah, I'm gonna be sad. Yeah, I'm gonna think about it. Yeah, but at the same time, I need to move on and start doing other stuff and not just sit there, because for like depressed people and stuff like that, they
Don't
just
don't waste your life away.
they
Like,
like
please
will
don't waste your
stay
life away.
like in bed all day and won't do anything. But in my mindset, I know that in a day I can always be productive in some type of way, shape, or form. And if not, well then, in my mind, that's something that I failed for the day. Like I pretty much failed that day, and it's gone. That day is gone from day to night. All of it's gone, and I
You're
didn't.
not gonna get that day back.
Yeah, I didn't do anything that day, and so yeah, like you said, can't get it back. And I always try to lift people's spirits. Like that's why I choose to pretty much be a comedian around all my friends, because say if they're sad, I don't care who you are, I'm gonna make you laugh. One way or another, I'm gonna make you laugh. I love
I mean,
to.
sometimes in the morning I'll be so sad. I'll be like depressed. I'll be like, ah, and be mad. And then Jerome would like start talking about bacon, inside joke. It's an inside joke, and then we'll just start laughing. Okay, it's an inside joke, so
like
you guys don't get it for it.
yeah, I don't care who you are. I am gonna one make sure that you're smiling, and my presence while I'm there to make sure that I can either make your day good and turn it around, or I can just, sit there and make you die laughing. Like your day will go from good to bad really
Yeah.
quick. I try to make people happy, try to lift their spirits, and always try to
Wait,
stay
from good to
positive.
bad.
Bad to good.
But like
Anyways,
I see kids in my class. I actually see some kids in my class, and mostly in my first block. I don't know if you noticed, Jerome. Um, but I see kids like they don't talk. They don't
oh
answer
yeah,
questions.
never, like
They,
never.
they don't talk, and like I'm wondering to myself, I'm like,
It's mostly me, you, Nick, and sometimes the other Nick,
yeah,
and maybe
yeah,
like
us
one
for
other person, but like
yeah,
not
well,
like nobody answers in that class, regardless that it's like a small class in general. But
uh,
like,
yeah, guys, there's like probably 18 people in that class.
yeah,
It's
somewhere
a
around
very
there. Like it's a relatively small class, and there's only a few people. I'd say probably like 3 to 5 people that actually answer, including us two, that answer the entire class. Like we'll be taking notes or something, and then she'll like ask a question, like fill in the blank or whatever, and we'll be the
the
only
funny
ones that
thing
are
is
answering.
those 3 to 5 people get the highest grades.
That's right. It's definitely true.
Get the highest grades. I'm not trying to brag, but I have 100. I had 100 in the past 2 grading periods. I'm probably about to get another one.
Yeah, I
Now,
had like I had
will I get 100 on the final exam? Probably not.
yeah. I
I
mean,
get like a high A, but I'm not gonna get 100.
I'm sitting there right behind you. I was at a 98 first 6 weeks, and then I was at a 99 second 6 weeks right now, and like I don't know, like that's
Join us at
getting
the 100 point club. But like again, going back to the topic of like people not talking in the class, it's like, what are you doing?
they're
You're
not
sitting there,
socially interactive.
you're moping. This is what they do. You're like, "Mhm."
Always tired, not
Well,
wanting
what
to
are you
be
doing? I'm like, okay,
motivated,
I
but
get that it's morning, but
yeah,
have a cup of coffee if you drink coffee. Get something just like, or even if you have to, listen to like good music, listen to like hype music, listen to
yeah,
feel good
definitely.
music that bring you up. That's what I do.
That's
I
what I
hate
do
coffee.
too.
I hate energy drink, but I listen to like good music that will be like, all right, let's get the day ready. And in the morning, I'm surrounded by some friends I could just hang out with
Yeah.
right before class. I'd be like, all right, today's about to be a good day.
Yeah, I do the same thing in the morning. If I'm either feeling tired when I wake up or like after breakfast or something, and I know I gotta leave and go to school, I'll definitely listen to some music to hype myself up for the morning,
And then
and then walk
Jerome
into
and I
class ready.
see each other in the morning. So we hang out in the morning. That's
Like
what we do.
like I
Yeah, of course we're gonna be tired, but there's a
yeah
difference between tired and just downright sad. Like you're tired, like you're gonna be like you're not gonna have energy. But you're sad when you have energy, but you look sad.
like for me, I've never drinking coffee or an energy drink in my life to wake up in the morning. Like it's not
No.
that I naturally just have energy all the time when I wake up. It's that one, I'm always going to be surrounded by people that can wake me up by either, possibly like yelling at me or or like making me laugh or something in the morning because as soon as I get into school, within the first 5 minutes, I'm already laughing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and
We come in and then like you guys don't know this, but I say some pretty stupid stuff. We say stupid stuff. Mostly me. I'm like 99% of it. But like, I can just say something stupid and Jerome was just start laughing. It's like trying to make logical sense of what I'm saying.
I just can't. Like, I'm
You
just like,
say
oh my.
like he'll look at me and be like, what?
What? Yeah,
No,
so
I'll make myself laugh. We'll just have a good laugh. Like this is what this show is all about, just for us to have a good laugh. Now, when we need to be serious, we'll be serious. When we want to be funny, we'll be funny.
yeah,
Jerome, what's 2 + 2?
it's like -3.
90, 93. It's 93. I tell you.
uh,
But so since we're talking about on the subject of our biology class, something actually happened. I believe it was three. I believe it was last Friday.
yeah.
We're recording this on December 5th on the Tuesday. So this happened last Friday, and I believe last Friday. When was last Friday? Let me check on my calendar.
It's December 1st.
Last Friday was.
December 1st.
Yeah. Sorry, I was looking somewhere else. Last Friday was December 1st. So on December 1st, something drastically happened in that class. It wasn't biology class. It was a forensics class, which is like CSI and crime investigation. and something drastic happened. So Jerome, you go ahead. You heard the story, most of it. I just got slightly informed. You know most of it. Go right ahead.
Yeah, all right. So basically, how I heard the story was from a girl on my bus that was actually taking the class at the time, and she was in there and she watched everything happen, and she described all of the details to me and everyone else that was pretty much on my bus that wanted to listen. And yeah, and basically, from what I know, is they were sitting in class and this kid that has some sort of a disability, I guess you could say, or like a mental disorder type thing. He
Hmm.
was being
Was it like
bullied.
autism or like ADHD or?
I'm not exactly sure. I know it wasn't that bad since I mean he's in forensics. Like
Okay,
that's a
so
pretty good
I'm
sign.
sure it wasn't like
Yeah,
autism
it
or Down
probably wasn't
syndrome.
like something that's like really bad. So, but anyways, he had some kind of mental disorder, and so from what I know is during that class, at some point there was a group of kids that were bullying him, and
Hmm.
so after he was being bullied, I guess he may or may not have been depressed already. I'm not sure. I don't have all that information, but that day specifically, they were cutting open and dissecting pigs. And so they had all the pigs on the table and all that. And he actually tried to stab himself in the neck with a scalpel. And he tried to kill himself, basically. And the girl that was telling the story, she was actually at the same table as he was. So he was like, she was going to watch this happen, like right in front of her eyes. But luckily, at the time, the teacher was there and saw what was going on and literally dove over a table and stopped him from, committing suicide, which was amazing. So definitely props to her, like straight up, like thank you
She
for
she she
saving
was
somebody.
amazing. It's like
Yeah.
we need more people like that, and we need less people like the bullies. Like they need to act up. I don't understand how people our age can do like that. Like how you can like find that part in your mind and in your heart, just like ruin someone's life.
Whenever I imagine a bully of somebody who's that can actually bully somebody that's weaker or lesser of them, or at least so that's what they think. I just sit there and imagine like that. I don't really know how to explain this, but like they want to drag other people down with them, basically. Like
Hmm.
they, I guess maybe they aren't happy with themselves and they want something. They want to like put other people down as a sense of pleasure, I guess, and I guess kind of an escape from reality as something that they can do where nobody else can really control them or control what they're doing in general. So that's just kind
Hmm.
of what I imagine whenever I see people picking on the like like they say, pick on somebody your own size. Like if they're picking on somebody that's like smaller than them or whatever, and like can't really do anything to fight back. That's what I envision, and that's what I imagine.
Hmm.
That's what goes through my head whenever I see that. Obviously, yes, I think that 100% totally wrong. Like you should never do that. Like, I mean, the kid like tried to kill himself. I mean, how would you feel?
Yeah.
How would you feel if you were responsible for the death of a student because you were bullying him? Like, I couldn't live with myself really
That
if
that
I
that's an assisted suicide. You can go for jail for that. You can serve because that basically counts as a murder. So you drove that kid to killing himself, which is an assisted suicide. You can do heavy jail time for that.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's probably just because of my mindset and the way that I think things through, and how I try to live my daily life. But that's just how I think is just definitely wrong, and I'm pretty sure a whole lot of people will agree with me on that. That
hmm.
is definitely wrong, and to the point where like you should just never do that. Like I can't really imagine somebody doing that only because it's one never happened to me, and two I've never really seen it happen in front of my eyes to where like people are really picking on the people that they think lesser of them. But yeah, that's just what I imagine. Like that's just my thoughts on it. I mean, uh, like I said, people are probably going to agree that it's definitely wrong and it shouldn't happen. And people, if you have seen it happen, then definitely step up. It's like those commercials that were on a few years ago or whatever that people need to step up and like stop. stop just being a bystander and actually do something about it. So if I saw
Mm-hmm.
that, I definitely would go up and step in and actually do something about it and help the person out and get like the bully or whoever it was to stop doing what they're doing, because that was definitely something wrong and you should.
It's like me. I do especially like if someone's like hurting a girl. Like if a
Oh yeah,
dude's like
definitely.
mentally
Yeah.
hurting or mentally, physically,
Oh
or
yeah.
emotionally hurting a girl, I will step in. I've done it before, and I'm
I
not
have
afraid
too.
to do it
Yeah.
again. I'm like, dude, lay off. Like, she had her feelings can get hurt way more than us.
Definitely.
So and you can mentally scar like all those like dudes, like you've heard of like stories of like dudes getting in a relationship with a girl, they break up because the dude doesn't give two craps about her, hurts and scars her. It's unnecessary. Like you go up to dude, step in and it's like, dude, screw off. You have no idea how much pain you're causing her.
Yeah, they just don't. They don't know. They don't understand because they're not in the shoes of the person that they're hurting, so they have no clue what they're feeling inside.
And you
So
don't know their past. You don't know like what they're going through right now.
yeah, you don't. You never know.
So you never want to point out a splinter in someone's eye when you have a log in yours. Yeah,
Yeah, that
you
that
may
was
not get that analogy. Hey,
that
here's
was
another
good. That
analogy.
was good.
Here, here's another analogy. When you point a finger at someone, you have three fingers pointed back at you.
I don't get it. I got
You
the first
you
one.
you're pointing someone's flaws out,
Yeah.
and you have three people pointing your flaws out at the same time. You have one finger pointing at you, you have three.
Okay.
But you guys get that analogy, you don't. It's just saying, don't judge someone by their
Yeah.
looks, how they are, because you don't know this. Walk them out in someone's shoes, and that's how it is. But
Yeah. I mean, people just don't understand, like, from the perspective of the person that they're either doing it to, or like what they're gonna be feeling after they do something, because in their mind at the time and in the moment they're not gonna be thinking about what the other person thinks. They're gonna be thinking about the satisfaction for their own sake, and they're not gonna be thinking about what the person is feeling at that time, then and there, versus either earlier or later, after or before it was happened. Like before, you wouldn't know what was going on with them, and they could have had something else going on, and this is just piling on top of it. And then after, I mean, it's just gonna be like a huge load of just stuff that's going wrong and things that either one they don't want to talk about, and it's just gonna get bottled up, and or just I don't know, just like it would just be terrible in general. Like it would just pretty much send their world crashing down.
exactly, that's how it is. But
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, guys, it's been Jerome and Wilson on Real Talk. This is episode 3. We were talking about depression, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
later.
That works.